Properties. How about now? I bet you can hear me now. Let me actually plug this. I wonder if I can plug this into here. 1 second. Or if I plug in here, do I hear myself? I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay. Yeah, people thought you were going deaf. I see that. Let me know. Do you guys hear audio now? It shows that I'm actually broadcasting audio. So in theory, you should be able to hear me. Okay. I hear that Aiden says that he can hear me now. I don't hear any audio on my side. No, that's coming from the wrong thing. I need to adjust some stuff here. 1 second. Let me replug you in. Head jack is completely under the desk. So now, in theory, I should be able to hear audio, so when stuff happens, yes, we should be able to hear stuff. Or I should be able to hear stuff. Alex is watching on Twitch. Welcome, Alex. Welcome to the live stream. What are people interested in seeing played today? Sorry, I'm a little bit warm in here. I mean, in Montreal, we've kind of went through this heat wave in September, which is the strangest thing possible, if you ask me. So, because you don't really think of Montreal in September being warm at all. So it is a new experience for me, that's for sure. Just pulling up some stuff here while we get the some areas populated, and then we are going to talk about what we're going to be playing. I also have a fly in my room apparently, so hopefully it's not going to be too annoying for me and you guys. Marty Reanimator, definitely on the list of things that I would like to play today. I also have a special treat. It has been a while. I mean, Alex is asking, it's been a while. I've been trying to do every Wednesday. So the current plan is to do streaming every Wednesday for at least 2 hours. So that is the objective. And I need this thing. So Red Green Burn wants to see some Marty Reanimator, which I am totally for. Marty Reanimator is pretty rad. Here in Winnipeg, it has been really out of character. Wind thunderstorms, wow, and 100-kilometer winds. So that's like 60 mile per hour winds. That's pretty brutal. Ugh. Yeah, we haven't had much like wind or rain like lately, but it's been really hot. Mr. Greflin, welcome. I see you say that you love my brews. Glad you catch live stream. Live stream is going to be rad today. Because I actually have something I am interested in playing with you guys, if you guys are interested in seeing it. A lot of people, have been asking about the retech or redeck tech of the mono black control. So some people, we may want to go and play some new and improved mono black control. Oh, we're gonna have to chat for a little while. I didn't launch MTGO before I started streaming, and I just realized there's an update for it. So we're doing that. So yeah, Aiden is out in Ottawa, and it's getting about 10 degrees down here. Wow, that is very cold, seeing how it is like 28 today, which is insane. Ryan wants to see some janky combos, so I would play the Pillow Palette deck, but actually I need to do a redeck tech of that. It is a little bit too janky for me. It would be fun, but it is too janky for me. It is a win rate of like 20% right now, so it technically works if you're playing casual, but not enough for me to like want to play it on MTGO. Sorry for that, guys. Not happening today. Not yet, at least. Let me just jump over to events. Live control room on the YouTube live stream. Speaking of YouTube live streams, I'm not sure if any of you guys have noticed, mostly because it just recently came out. We have 10 people viewing on YouTube. Awesome. Okay, cool. In YouTube, they've actually released, because on Twitch, if you're familiar with Twitch, you can subscribe to people on Twitch. So you can basically donate to them $4 or $5 a month, whatever it is, for however long you want. And recently, YouTube just launched this exact same feature. So in theory, if you guys are interested in sponsoring Giant Monster games, especially during live streams, you can actually do that nowadays. So that's kind of an interesting little feature. In order to see the thing where you can actually subscribe, you actually have to go onto the YouTube gaming website, search up Giant Monster Games, which I should be live right now, and that's where you'll actually find this information. So yeah. Rakdos Burning Hand would also be really cool. I think it was actually you, Red Green Burn, that actually sent me a newer version that you've been working on of the burn deck, the like Burning Hands deck, and it looked pretty cool. I mean, there's definitely some upgrades that can be happening to that deck to make it better. So it's an interesting idea. Okay, we are growing in the numbers of people that are watching on YouTube. Welcome to the new people on YouTube. And sorry, I'm just checking other things over here. So Alex is asking from Twitch, what is my favorite deck to play? That is a hard one. I really like playing the Goblins deck. I really do like playing the Mardu Reanimator deck. It is a lot of fun to play. I also really enjoy playing Dredge, because I have a Dredge deck that I actually play at FNM, and it is a really good deck. So I do enjoy that as well. And yeah, do you have a mono black burn list? Mono black burn? Is there a mono black burn? Is that even possible? Mono black burn? I mean, I guess in theory. I've never seen one. It's possible to build one, but it's definitely not. As far as my favorite color, that's a really hard one because I really like a lot of different decks. I would probably have to go with black, largely because black has a lot of control and a lot of cool graveyard stuff you can be doing. But I mean, realistically, I will play any deck happily. Also, can you guys hear background music right now? I am trying out some background music so you guys don't have to just listen to me. So there's also some potentially background music going on as well. So let me know if you can actually hear that. Heartless Combo would also be a fun deck to play tonight. We can also do this. Yeah. P.A. Fritz, thanks. I hear you love the videos. Any chance of trying out the Rakdos Goblin, trying out a Rakdos Goblin deck? I don't have one built on MTGO. It's definitely one of the ones that are like on my list of decks to build, but I don't have one currently built. So yeah. Okay, cool. You guys can hear the background music. Good. It should be pretty quiet. Should be pretty subtle because I don't want to like have you guys just kind of like hearing the music the whole time, because that'd be, I think, pretty pretty mind-numbingly painful. Okay, let me get some stuff set up here, and then we are going to, actually, I should do this before we get too far in. Michelle's asking, or Mitchell, sorry, not Michelle, sorry. From Quebec, Michelle and Mitchell are spelt the exact same. It blows my mind sometimes. If you want your into Commander, what sort of decks would you want to make videos of? So if I was going to take a venture into Commander decks, what would I actually make? I would probably... What would I actually make for a Commander? I mean, oops. I actually play a Carador deck and a Braids deck. I would probably try to do deck techs of those if I was actually going to start doing some... if I was actually going to start doing some Commander decks, because I think they'd be the most interesting and probably the funnest for me personally. But, I mean, that's something to be decided. I'm not going to lie, guys. Having this headphone in is actually driving me absolutely crazy. So I'm not going to wear it today. It's actually more annoying than it is helpful for me, so I'm just going to cut it entirely. I'll actually get a pair of headset. Maybe I'll wear a headset at some point. So, but if I was going to jump into Commander, those would be what I would actually jump into. Doing some decks that I already know, because I'm not super familiar with Commander. If you are interested in Commander content and you saw the video from yesterday, Jolt MTG does Commander videos on his channel, and he has a lot of really good decks that are range from budget to not budget, so you can kind of get something in between. Let me do straw poll. And we are going to get some voting for some decks, so you guys can decide what are we going to play. What are we going to play? First one being new mono black control. Second one being Mardu Reanimator. And someone was saying, what else were we saying? You guys were saying Heartless Combo. Heartless Combo, and then Burning Hands was the other. Okay. those that want to vote, here is the voting for you guys to take a look at. Straw poll, go. Arr. Okay. Do you think we could battle on MTGO Emerald Gamer? We could, if you're interested in sticking around. We can actually get a game going. I am always interested in playing with people as long as they are not stream cheating. So as long as you like minimize my video or turn it off entirely, or silence it so you don't actually have inside information, I am totally willing to play you on our when we start live streaming here. What great to see is hold on. So Euro Mrs. Stalker? I don't even know what this is. Red Green Burn? I'm not 100% sure what exactly that is that you were talking about. So let's refresh this. View results. What do you guys got so far? New Mono Black Control is getting a lot of votes. Lots of votes. Because you guys are voting for it a lot, I'll actually flip over and actually show you guys what we got going on here. So let's go to MTGO. Oop, I have that turned on fade. Should have it so it has the stinger so it actually wipes properly. Not today though. So let me adjust my window here so you guys are actually seeing what's going on. And we're not losing a bunch of stuff to just random desktop background. And let's go to Play Lobby. Not Play Lobby, Collection. We're going to Collection. And we're actually going to show you guys what's actually going on with the new Mono Black Control deck. This is actually going to be Friday's video. For anyone that's wondering, the new Mono Black Control deck is actually, I'm aiming to release it on Friday. So you guys will see the deck tech for that, or the re-deck tech, and yeah, for Friday. So that's the objective. I've been super crazy busy, so I haven't had a chance to do a ton of work on it, so slowly getting there. Budget Mono Black Control 2.0. Should be this one. Should be this one. I believe it's this one. What else do we got going on? So no one's chatting. Everyone's quiet. Is everything going on? Is everything... Oh, my stream has gone bad. Stop streaming. Is it laggy for you guys? Are you not seeing anything? Let me know what it looks like. I'm getting told that on YouTube it is super laggy. Is this indeed true, or is this not true? Let's see. So the Ural, the Miststalker is a 5/5 hexproof, +2/2 for each equipment attached to it. Now that's kind of neat. Yeah, I'm streaming once again. Legendary creature for Commander. That he does seem like a pretty cool character for Commander, and it's something I would actually totally consider. Okay, so it seems like everything looks fine. You guys are chatting now. I'm seeing your guys' videos. So let's take a look. What does the final straw poll look like? It looks like, according to straw poll, we, as you guys can see here, oh, let me make it small again. We are gonna go with the new Mono Black Control. So that is what you guys have voted for. So that is what we are going to go with today. For at least for our first game. So the person that was asking about playing, Kim Raz, woohoo! Stop spamming symbols. Warning. Oh, that's Nightbot. Who is spamming symbols? I'm assuming someone was spamming stuff and they just immediately got blocked. So for the record, I do have spam blockers turned on because haven't really seen on my stream, but I've definitely seen on a bunch of other streams where they just turn into like this stream of memes, and you're like, okay, there's no real conversation going on. Hey, Force of Skill, welcome. Glad to see you here, and thanks for the conversation about supporting the channel you mentioned on a video ago. Okay, let's get into playing some new Mono Black Control. Let's stop talking, because I think we've been talking now for 20 minutes, so we should be populated. People that should be here that are interested in playing or seeing, yeah. In the comments, though, the person that was asking about playing against me, do a shout-out really quickly, and I will try and match up with you. If not, I'm just going to jump into a tournament practice, I think, for playing with the Mono Black Control deck. The new Mono Black Control deck. So this deck is actually, hold on. Let me go back. Things that we're going to play it, I might as well show you guys some of the actual changes that are going on in this deck. So, the big thing is we are now running Inquisitions of Kozilek, which is a huge change. So this is the biggest change in the deck. It's actually, so I pushed the budget from $40 up to $80. So we've kind of doubled the budget, which allows you to get better stuff in the deck, which I guess makes sense. So we put Inquisitions of Kozilek in there because the one thing the deck was missing out on was actually straight up hand control. So putting in some hand control so we can actually control what our opponent's playing rather than just kind of killing everything that goes onto the board, because cards like Ensnaring Bridge are almost impossible for us to play through. So that's what we want. The first thing we put in a single Bojuka Bog, so we can actually deal with graveyards a little bit in the main board. Not super efficient, but it is a potential way of clearing a graveyard if we run up against Dredge or potentially Storm. Threw in 2 Ghost Quarters because some made board hate against Tron is pretty good. As far as removal spells, we went down to 2 Go for the Throats and went up Ultimate Price. I'm kind of 50-50 on this change because Ultimate Price hits less stuff technically than Go for the Throat, but I threw Ultimate Price in because it's like 40 cents or maybe less, like 30 cents, where Go for the Throat is $1 something. So it was more of like a budget choice, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. To be quite honest, kind of would rather have Go for the Throats in the deck. We took out a Bile Blight. We took out a bunch of small removal stuff and put in just better removal stuff. So, Victim of Night, which I'm sure you can't see there, but Victim of Night is one of the cards I put in. Victim of Night you guys have seen before. It just removes stuff, kills stuff, non-vampire, not vampire, wolf, werewolf, or zombie stuffs. So almost anything that's in Magic. We have thrown in another Dismember. We had 1 originally, now we have 2 now, because they are usually really good, especially if you get them early game. Phyrexian Arena is replacing Underworld Connections, because Phyrexian Arena is just generally better than Underworld Connections, simply because we don't have to tap a land to do it. So it does give us a pretty short leash, and to be quite honest, if I was doing like another upgrade of this upgraded version, I would actually be switching these out for Bobs, so Dark Confidants, because they also become win conditions theoretically. And then we put in Memoricide, so we took out Lost Legacies and we put in Memoricide, because Memoricide is a little bit easier to hit stuff, where Lost Legacy, if they had something in hand, they actually just get to replace that card. So it was one of these times where we're like, okay, cool, we're going to remove a card out of our opponent's hand, and then they end up just like drawing into something else that may be useful. So that is a change. And then we put in another Desecration Demon because he is generally our win condition, and then Grey Merchant of Asphodel, which is just a good straight up damage card as well. Largely because, we have a lot of double or triple, it's a lot of double black stuff. So usually when we play him, we're playing out for like 4 to 6 damage, which is pretty good. And then there's a lot of big changes in the sideboard. We have Extirpate now, so we can actually move stuff out of graveyards. We have Relics, which is good for just wiping graveyards. We have a couple Contaminated Grounds, which is basically same as Evil Presence, so it basically turns a land into a swamp, and then whenever our opponent taps that land, they take damage. So it's a good little kind of deal some damage. Yeah. If you lack removal, you can always play Shriekmaw. I was considering Shriekmaw as well. Shriekmaw, I think, is he's like $7 though, so he's a little bit kind of outside of the price range in the kind of trying to keep it all contained. So, Hero's Downfall, better than Ruinous Path, because Ruinous Path is a sorcery. We have another Memoricide, and then a single copy of Sudden Spoiling. So basically getting rid of creatures, Bubble Hulk being a deck that I've seen quite a bit lately and has been just murdering me whenever I play this deck. So those are the upgrades. Let's jump into the game though. So let's go to the play lobby. Never donating anything or subscribing to a streamer before, but your videos really got me interested in taking Magic more seriously. Oh, cool. I'm glad that the videos I'm making can help you guys out, or at least inspire you to like play more, because I enjoy playing Magic and I want other people to enjoy playing Magic. Okay, let's actually get into playing a game now. I didn't hear back from the person that wanted to play against me, so we're just going to play in tournament practice as per usual. Going to a game. We're also not going to drink beer on stream this time, because last time I drank beer on a thing. Hey, Michael, thank you so much for being a sponsor. I just realized it actually shows it like over there. No, over there. That way. Thank you for sponsoring. That is super duper handy. Because it helps me get stuff down the road. It helps me be able to make more content for you guys, which I assume is the kind of what you guys would like. You guys like to see more content. I'd like to make more content, and stuff like you guys sponsoring, or is a very good way of helping me actually get stuff done. That was the most awkward way of saying that, but you guys understand what I was saying, so. Wait, you still want to play? Sorry, Emerald Gamer. You're gonna have to wait till the next game, unless this person drops on us. So I will be playing probably 3 games tonight. I have about 2 hours to stream, so after about 2 hours we will be calling it quits, but that's lots of time from now, so keep me posted, and I will jump in a game with you next time. I saw your deck on $40 goblins, and I liked it so much that I built it in real life. Good! The goblins deck is super fun. It's like 8 whack plus artifact explodingness, so it's a pretty fun goblin deck. I will say, I think the goblin deck out of all the decks I've built is probably the most competitive. So if you are one of the most competitive. So if you are looking to build a deck that is going to do well, that is going to be definitely one of the decks you should consider. Yeah. And we are waiting on our opponent. I'm just going to tell our opponent that we're waiting on him, or maybe, or is my MTGO frozen? No, it looks like it's not. But I can't bring up the thing unless it's under here. Oh, it is. Let me just move it over here. It was hiding underneath the dialogue box, the chat box that I see from you guys. Arthur. Is that how you say? Arthur? Hey man, I just ordered the cards for your Elemental Echo deck yesterday. Looking forward to it. It is super awesome. Or it is an awesome deck. It is an awesome deck. I am a very big fan of that deck. I was actually going to do a re-deck tech of that video this week, but the deck doesn't have that much that needs to be changed. There's 2 cards I would consider changing in it, so it's pretty good the way it is. The only thing about the Elemental Aggro deck is if you're going up against a pretty hard control deck, it doesn't do that well because you're kind of playing a big creature, trying to get in for damage. Play a big creature, getting in for damage, and if your opponent can remove that creature every single time you play it, it's So I've definitely, because I have that deck in paper as well, the Elemental Echo deck, and I've went out, and some games you just turn 3, turn 4, win, whatever. But in other games I'm just fighting to survive. So it's, I usually go 50-50 depending on your meta. If you're at a store that is not super duper competitive, it can usually do really well. Waiting on our opponent. Maybe they decided to not play. Maybe they dropped. Not too sure. Not too sure at all. We might just drop out of this game then. Okay. Eagle is asking, did you ever think about doing any commander deck techs? I have a little bit, but the big thing is I was doing, and then we have recently restarted again, doing a series called Back Alley Magic with Jolt MTG, or Jolt 379 or 397. Jolt MTG. If you look up Jolt MTG, you'll find him. And Jolt's entire channel is commander decks. So I'm kind of why would I do commander stuff if he's already doing a lot of commander stuff, and I can just kind of say, hey guys, if you want really good commander stuff, go look at his channel, because that's what you should do. He has the really good commander stuff, so I highly recommend you going and looking at his stuff. Okay, I'm going to drop this game, because it's not good. Concede game. Because our opponent is apparently not actually here. Either that or our... yeah. I'm sure there's a fast way I can actually just, concede the entire game, but I don't really know what it is. I want to concede this match entirely. Concede match. Oh, you just X out of it. Should have guessed that. Just X out of it. What about standard deck techs? Actually, next week, so not this Friday, but the next Friday, I'm actually doing a video swap with Blind Eyed Gaming, I think it is called. And he actually is doing a standard deck tech, which will be posting on my channel, and I'm doing my normal modern deck tech, which is posting on his channel. So there will be some standard decks coming on this channel, but from other MTG YouTubers. So someone to definitely keep an eye out for, because he's making some pretty cool standard stuff. So that's some standard decks for you. The person I wanted to play, where are you? I will jump into getting serious. So the person that was talking about playing me, Emerald Gamer. So I'm going to jump over into the getting serious place if you're looking to play, and I am just hosting a match. So if you come and find me fast enough, we will play our game. Hopefully there's not too much lag between what you guys are seeing here and what's actually going on my screen. So yeah. Oh yes, you know Ryan. Okay, awesome. So I'm glad you guys know some people. I mean, there's a relatively small community of like MTG YouTubers, so trying to reach out to as many of them as possible to do like cross content because it's kind of fun to like play with other people. So especially like other YouTubers. So Josh, I am waiting for the last few cards to arrive for the budget Tron deck. Nice. Nice. You're gonna bring it up to F&M. That is going to be rad. I think you're gonna have a lot of fun. Be warned, there's a lot of people out there that are expecting Tron decks, so prepare to have your deck being hated on because people are going to be ready to play against you. So just be advised. Are you excited for the new budget Bob coming in Ixalan? I am. I'm gonna try him out. I'm kind of a little on the fence to see how well it works because we'll probably just play him as a budget deck. I would not be surprised if I just start putting him in my budget decks because he is going to be good. Fingers crossed that he's cheap enough because he may be expensive for like 2 years while he is in standard, so something to keep in mind. But there's also a couple really good budget white hate cards. So there's like a Stony Silence card that is a budget Stony Silence card in Ixalan as well. So I'm actually really excited for that because Stony Silence is a card that white decks really need. Otherwise, you just get totally screwed over by anything that's running like artifact stuff. So, I'm really hoping that that card is also going to stay in the kind of budget range. Emerald Gamer, where are you? Logging in now. Okay, I see you're talking in the chat there. I mean, Josh, don't get me wrong. Like, Tron is super fun to play. I love playing Tron, but be advised, you're going to have people that are directly putting cards in their sideboard to deal with Tron decks. So, you have to have the mindset of like, okay, Game 2, people know and have stuff that are going to beat my deck. So you're going to have to learn to play around it. The more you play, the better you get as well. So, speaking of Ixalan and new sets, not actually speaking Ixalan at all, what do people think of the new unset that's coming out? I personally am a huge unfan. It sounds like I'm not a fan of it, but reality, I'm really a big fan of it. So, quite excited about the new unset coming out. Yes. Okay, my comp needs an update. Oh, needs to update. Okay, well, we're playing against whoever just said yes to playing against me, so this is who we are playing against now. Hey. I wonder if this person actually knows who we are. I'm assuming they are, because we've said, hey, if you're going to come. I think this is a fantastic opening hand, by the way. We are going to keep this. We have a ton of disruption. We are on the draw. Ooh, it's a Cats deck. I'm assuming it's like legitimate like Cats deck. I really hope it is just a straight up Cats deck. Not gonna lie. Futter guy, you're excited for the lands? Me too. I'm gonna try and collect as many of them as I humanly possibly can, because they are super duper awesome looking. Let's Inquisition our opponent. Are there any planeswalkers you would run in a mono blue control if you were given a chance? I think the answer is going to be no. Maybe Baby Jace, the one that flips, but even that I'm kind of 50-50 on. Ooh, look at her. Felidar Guardian, or Felidar Sovereign. Oh man, this is like the coolest cat deck I've ever seen. I think we're going to pitch pitch this guy, I guess. I hate to tell our opponent that they're going to get really beat up by our deck because we are so much removal in our thing. So much removal in this deck. I'm really excited for the unset. It's going to be the first time I've drafted a joke set. I actually drafted the last joke set, which was forever ago now, and it was amazing. Like, one of the funnest experiences I've ever had, because you're playing a set that is completely designed to just kind of take the piss out of Magic itself and do things wrong, which was just amazing. It just made me really, really happy to play it. So there's no point in us playing Duress as well, by the way. I just realized, because our opponent we know that our opponent didn't have anything that was not just like creatures. They didn't have any non-creature spells in their hand. Unfortunately, this is why we're running 2 Ghost Quarters, because we don't want to run into this exact situation right here, where we now can't play any of the stuff on our hand, except for Go for the Throat, which we're going to play. But we can't play Gatekeeper, we can't play Phyrexian Arena, we can't play Victim of Night, because we need another swamp. So, the one reason why I'm only running 2 Ghost Quarters, and unfortunately we ran into a starting hand that looked this way. Unfortunately, our opponent can also just... I should have saved Victim of the Night. That was a really bad play. That is almost punt counter-worthy right there. I should have not actually Victim of... Well, for one, I should not have Go for the Throat the Sacred Cat, which can be embalmed out of his graveyard. But I also shouldn't have done it on my turn. You guys think that's punt worthy? Should I put a punt counter up for that? Let me know. Our opponent plays another cat. It is a cat with double strike. And our opponent also plays the cat out of the graveyard in bombed. Look at that. It's a mummied cat. Okay. And look at that. Look at that. Another victim of night. Really good. The best thing you could possibly hope for. Cancel. This way. Choose opponent. Let's see. Do they have anything that we can get rid of? They don't. They have a handful of cats. Which makes sense. Punt. Yeah, okay. Sorry, guys. Here comes the punt. Punt counter going up by 1. Because I totally punted that one. I acknowledge my puntage. Okay. I think we're going to lose on this one because I don't have a second swamp. I'm pretty sure that's how this is going to go. It's going to be called I lose to a deck that is almost entirely standard legal solely because I don't have another swamp. I swear, this deck is usually really good. I mean, I have tested it quite a bit. Yeah, there you go, double black. Makes me very sad. And no point in playing... Well, I guess we could play the other duress. Nah. No point. Let's pass it through. Pass it through. Not yet. Okay. There's another flying cat. We are totally going to lose this game solely based on cats. Is this one has, what, +1/+1 for each cat you control. Green-white cats. Standard legal cats. If only I had another black, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 3 removal spells. You gotta believe in the heart of the cards. There we go. Okay, we got a swamp, but do we not die? That's the next question. Wrong game, Flutter Guy. Yeah. I think we kind of just ship it to our opponent's turn and probably blow up his 5/5 cat. I think that's what we're gonna do. You know what? I believe, Flutter Guy. Or Futter Guy. There's the Regal Cat. That's problematic. It is very problematic. Because our opponent's gonna get a bunch of cats. We're probably just gonna victim of night his 9/9 cat, but we're still gonna take what, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna go down to 1. I don't think we can win this. I don't think we can win this at all. Well, we'll let our opponent kill us. We're gonna let our opponent kill us. We're gonna go to sideboard. Separate clock. Go to sideboard. There's no point in showing him more of stuff what we have. He already kind of knows roughly what we got going on here. But yeah, take the damage. Begin sideboarding. We have stuff that'll definitely take out this deck. We like stuff like Sudden Spoiling. Will help us out a lot. Mutilate is really good. I don't think Memoricide is very good against this deck. Kind of 50-50 really. Bile-Blight is good. Inquisition is okay. Duress. And our opponent decided to drop. Boo, opponent. Boo, opponent. Happens. Okay, so if anyone else wants to join in, feel free to come and join us. Mutilate is in main deck or in sideboard. Mutilate is in the sideboard because we usually have enough removal to deal with creatures as they're coming out. Obviously, we got a little bit mana screwed, so we didn't have it. So if you're going against a really wide deck, like the one we were just going against, or like, say, a Goblin token deck, or any kind of like super duper wide deck, then that's when you want to pull in the Mutilate. Just a wanker. Yeah. The opponent that was talking about, Emerald Gamer. If you want to start a match, I will actually join you in the Getting Serious area. I'd rather that than me start a game and then someone playing for a bit and then dropping. So jump in there, start a match, and I will play against you with this deck. Assuming you don't stream snipe me. That'd be very fun for me specifically. Also, by the way, if you guys are wondering about this little thing down here where it says so-and-so sponsored, so Adrian R. Walker sponsored, thank you, Adrian, and Michael Quintman sponsor on YouTube Gaming. If you go to the YouTube Gaming website, not the YouTube normal site, and you go to Giant Monster Games, you can actually sponsor now. So it's similar to the Twitch streaming, where if you're on Twitch, you can actually sponsor people and pay them. You get like $5 a month or whatever, and you can sponsor them to help them make content. If you guys want to help the channel out and help me out, so I can make more videos and do more live streaming for you guys, this is an excellent way of actually doing it for me. So if you guys are interested, go and do that. I am planning on also, just for the heads up, planning on making a Patreon campaign where there'll be a little bit more tiers and a little bit more kind of rewards in some ways, so, or more rewards I should say. But if you are interested in sponsoring on the YouTube channel, this is a perfect way of doing it. So currently on the actual Twitch itself, I'm not an affiliate partner, or I think it's called affiliate, so I can't actually get sponsorships on Twitch at this time, so I'm just kind of streaming to Twitch, so you know, people that watch there can also check out the game or check out what I got going on. So yeah, Emerald Gamer, I don't see you. You are hidden to me here. So as soon as you make this game, I will jump in. I'm just waiting for you. In the meantime, we'll switch back to full screen so we don't have to constantly be looking at the screen. My MTGO is updating. I'll play you later. Okay, well, in that case, let's go back to MTGO and let's just jump into a game in tournament practice area. Okay. Okay, we are playing against Kamataro. That's neat. Check that out. What is going on with my MTGO? Oh, I grabbed the wrong window. I want this one. There we go. We won the dice roll. We want to play first? Yes. The answer to that is yes, we will play first. I noticed my MTGO was doing this a bunch lately, where it was like twitching out for some reason. It was like, yeah, I'm not sure. So if it keeps doing it, I may have to restart my MTGO, which is not very fun. What do we think of this opening hand? We have a couple cards, but not that many cards. Let's just minimize you. I think we're gonna mulligan. I don't think it's worth keeping that. It seems pretty risky, if you ask me. I don't want to go down again, so I think we're going to keep this. Okay, what do we got going on here? My MTG's updating. Yeah. I imported your mono blue control deck onto Magic Online. Is there any way to get those cards? You imported, yes. So when I'm getting cards to play my decks, I actually go to MTGO Traders. That's where I actually get all my cards from. I don't know what's going on with my game. We're gonna keep... Okay, for some reason my MTGO, guys, is being really, really weird. You can stay on top. Put on top of library. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go full screen and I'm gonna try and fix my MTGO because it is acting really, really strange. Okay. Let's see. Are you working? No. So my MTGO is not working, apparently. I'm going to restart it. I went back to full screen so you guys don't have to see me, fuddling around with MTGO. Apparently, it's deciding to be not very fun. It was doing this earlier as well. I don't understand why. So we're just going to log off. We're going to log back in, and then we will relaunch a game. Unfortunately, this is what happens sometimes, which is very, very frustrating. And why a lot of people complain about the MTGO client because it likes to that. I don't know if it's a punt, Heather. I don't know if it's a punt. It's MTGO being MTGO, unfortunately. So. Yeah, the pain of mulling from a one land down to a one land hand. Yeah, no, tell me about it. There's few things that are worse than being like, okay, I'm gonna mulligan down, and then you mulligan down, and you're like, oh, this is strictly worse than what I just had. So, yeah, happens sometimes. I just hope we're gonna see at least one competitive game today. Me too. I think we will. Fingers crossed. We're playing in the tournament practice area, so it should be decent. Okay, let's see if I can get this going again. Give me a second. I'll switch it back from the full screen mode to the gameplay mode once we actually get a game that is functioning properly. Hopefully this game will function properly. That'd be awesome if it did. No, still having the same problem. Still having the same problem. I wonder if I go full screen and then back down to not full screen. No, still having problems. Oh. Okay, well, I got it going. Okay. Switching back to MTGO. Here we go. Okay, we got it going. It took me a bunch of time to get it figured out, but I managed to get it going by no actual power of my own doing. Oh, wrong one. I want this one. No. Ah! Trying to adjust things so you can actually like see the cards and they're not being like covered by everything else. Okay, we're back. What am I doing now? I played a land, and I think we're gonna just ship it to our opponent. Answering some questions, and our opponent's scoops apparently. Give the squinty eyes to our opponent. Probably because it took us too long, or maybe they're also having the exact same problem that we're having. I would not second guess that one. Why did you mull? Why did I mull from one land? Because it was a risky hand. I just hope you got to see at least one competitive game today. Yep. Can we talk about MTG Arena for 1 second? What are your predictions and hopes? I predict that it is actually going to be very similar to Hearthstone in the way you actually get cards and play cards. I don't foresee trading happening in MTG Magic Arena. I think it is going to be very Hearthstone-esque in the way they're doing it, and then microtransactions is like the way you actually do everything in that game. This is at least my prediction. Okay. Good to go. We'll find out. So this is what I think about MTG Arena. I'm actually really excited for it, to be quite honest. I'm actually planning on playing a lot of it, and I'm actually going to do a lot of videos, hopefully, on it, so you guys can see what's going on with MTG Arena. What do we think of this opening hand, by the way? I think it's mulligan worthy. That's what I think. And this is marginally better. I don't really want to go down to a 5-land hand, so we'll keep and pray we have a second land. You're going to the bottom. Going to the bottom. Okay. If you try to fast forward a couple times, you can make me beatbox. Okay. Hey Adrian, it's Tone. Tone, like from Vancouver. I'm doing very well, thank you. Thanks for watching the live stream. How are things going in Vancouver? I hear you are no longer at the same place that we used to work. And it looks like we're playing against. What are we playing against? I'm guessing it could be, yeah, goblins? It is goblins. Okay. Jesse Wilson, you talking to me? Stop spamming all caps, warning. So Jesse Wilson, oh, Jesse is also here. So Jesse and Tone are people I used to work with. Thanks for watching. Are you guys, I guess you guys are technically at work right now, aren't you? In theory, you should be both at work. And it is going to be our turn. So I think we're just going to play a land. I should actually focus on playing here as well. So we play a land. We did not draw. We drew into another gatekeeper, which is not very fun. And I think we're just going to ship it to our opponent. So yeah. How many lands do you have in this deck? Anyways. One land. Yeah. So how many lands do I have in the deck? There's 23 lands in the deck, or 22 lands in the deck. And I think I have like 12 one drops plus dismembers, which are theoretically a 1-drop as well. In a lot of ways. Oh, you still work there. Well, good, Tone. I'm glad to see that you are still doing awesome stuff. Are you and Jesse actually still working together, or you guys are on like different shows now? I guess maybe that's the next question. This is where Bile Blight would be really good right now, by the way. Just throwing it out there. I love how you guys are saying you have major deadlines, but yet you're clearly watching me live stream on right now, so. Looks like GoBots. It 100% is GoBox, by the way. It is basically similar to the deck that I built a while ago, Goblin with artifact stuff to get faster goblins. I'm not going to spend my, or should I spend my disfigure? I think we're going to disfigure one of the goblins. Oh, do we? Do we disfigure the goblin? I think we do, because it is going to get crazy otherwise. And yeah, I do need to draw more lands. Cool. Are you guys aren't on the same show that you were on when I was there, are you guys, or no? I guess that's my next question. This is the exact same thing as me. Yes. This is a very common deck. This is, and we totally didn't draw into anything. So I think we're gonna start taking some serious damage. I would not be surprised if we die this turn. I would not be surprised at all, to be quite honest. What else we got going in the comms here? I've got a lot of deadlines soon, but hey, this is more important. I'm glad that I'm helping everyone, not just old employees, procrastinate from real work. I'm glad you guys are taking the time to watch me do some live stream and play some janky budget modern decks. Okay, what do we got going on here? Another Meta Knight. Well, that's good. Is it good actually? No. No, because he can just play Bushwhacker. Oh, no, he's going to play... Okay. He could still, in theory... Can he? No, he cannot. He needs two red to play one of the Bushwhackers, which he clearly doesn't have. Pardon me, which he clearly doesn't have because he's tapped out. So we're going to take 4 to the face. We'll take 4 to the face. Yes, that's the way she's going to go. Taking 4. Currently, I have no viewers over on Twitch. A little bit sad. Come on, Twitch. Why do you guys not want to hang out and live stream with us? At least there's a lot of people watching over on YouTube. How many people we got over on YouTube right now? We have, looks like 18 people watching on the YouTube live stream. So welcome, everyone that is watching. I know it is, you know, it's a Friday evening. So, boy. It's not Friday evening, it's a Wednesday evening. What am I talking about? My voice, my mouth says stuff, my brain doesn't, like, always match up with things, so things get a little bit crazy sometimes. Okay, well, what do I think happens? I think this is where we theoretically die, because if he literally plays anything that gives his stuff +1/+1, which there are a handful of things, we die simply because we didn't draw another land. Super problematic. Very frustrating as well. Well, that's not one of them. So we have theoretically another turn, but we don't have a board wipe. We don't have any main deck board wipes in this deck. So that is not the best thing. Not the best thing at all. Well, let's see. Let's see if it, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Oh. So let's play a land. We drew a land, which is awesome. Opponent didn't swing in either. That seems a little bit strange to me. I wonder why not. We can play Gatekeeper. What do we play here? Gatekeeper allows us to block something. Doesn't necessarily allow us to not die. Victim of Night just doesn't do it for us. Gatekeeper with another black would be better, but I think we're just going to play Gatekeeper just so we can at least block something and live like one more turn. I don't foresee us going beyond one more turn. I love this deck I put together, and it's one of my favorite decks to play. The Mono Black Control deck. This is actually the upgraded, for anyone that's wondering that has joined us since we started playing. This is actually the upgraded version of the Mono Black Control deck. The video for this deck will be coming out on Friday. So we'll be able to see this deck being played, or you'll see this deck being played on Friday, / you'll see why I put stuff in. There's a video that's coming out for it, which I probably said like 100 times now. Okay, so our opponent's going to get another Goblin, and he's going to swing in for 8. We will block one of them. Really surprised he hasn't had anything that makes stuff bigger. Pact of the Titan. Create a 4/4 giant creature token at the beginning of your next turn. Okay. Why? Why would you do that? I don't... Oh, because he has a Goblin Bushwhacker. There we go. Okay, well, let's go to game 2. I don't foresee us... I don't see it. We die. We die right now. So we'll let our opponent get the kill, and then we will go to game 2. And yeah. Go to game 2. Goblin Bushwhacker is generally something we just cannot deal with very well. Yep. You remember watching this deck on Goldfish? Do you? I mean, this is a deck I literally built from ground up. I mean, I'm sure there is a similar deck to this on MTG Goldfish, but I don't think it's this exact deck. Because this is literally one of the decks I built from, like, absolute ground up. So, I mean, it's very possible that we have, like, reached the exact same point, because building a mono black control deck is kind of, like, pyramid-y in how you go about doing it, so... yeah. Okay, well, did we die? Go to game 2. Go to sideboard. We have some stuff to help us deal with this. The big one is going to be taking out all of our duresses, because they are not very helpful. And putting in at least a couple mutilates. Well, putting in a single sudden spoiling. Putting in a mutilate. Putting in a second mutilate. What else do we put in? I don't really want to put in an extirpate. I don't think it helps us out that much. Oh, hold on. Sorry, you were talking about the deck that our opponent was playing, not the deck that we were playing. Oh, sorry, that is completely my bad. You guys were talking about the deck that we were playing against is the deck you saw in MTG Goldfish. I see. That is my bad. Sorry. I got defensive there. I mean, this deck is one of my baby decks. I think we actually need to take out Phyrexian Arena, at least one of them, solely because I think throwing an extra base is actually not a bad idea either. By throwing both of them, I think we're gonna take out both the arenas because we can't be taking damage because we're going up against an aggro deck, and unless we can like be blowing stuff out of the water fast as they're actually like playing stuff, we tend to be taking a bunch of damage, and there's no point in giving them the upper hand by letting them do more damage to us. 4-land hander. And we do have some action on turn 1, 2. I think we're going to keep it because I would love to Inquisition our opponent right away. 21 lands is too few. Yeah, I mean, it might be. I've found it works pretty well. Obviously, we just got totally mana screwed. But generally, I find it's usually been really good. But maybe going up to 22 might be worth doing. Meh, hard to say. Jesse is rooting for me, even though I am completely evil. What is this? Add 1 mana for each creature you control. Okay, so he's going to try and rush out stuff. He doesn't have any artifacts, so probably taking the Emissary is probably the best thing. Slow him down a little bit. Open up these graveyards so you can actually see what's going on in the graveyards as well. And then ship it to our opponent. Ship it through. Yeah, 4-hand lander, I know. I kept it solely because I think having a little bit of action is better than having... yeah, I think we had enough action to like keep our opponent down for the couple turns that hopefully we draw into more interesting stuff. Yeah. I see Bolt I keep. Yeah, that is that is a pretty funny and accurate way of feeling about. There's a Meta Knight. Darn it! I was hoping he wouldn't draw into that. Yeah. Well, looks like he's gonna get 3/1/1s, which I mean, we'll get a Vampire Nighthawk early on, and it'll be a way of us killing off his stuff and gaining some life, which is gonna be the best bet for us. Best bet for us. Oh, so you think 4-land hand is good for great for control? I think that is a valid statement. I'm not gonna lie, I don't play a ton of control, even though I have played this deck a lot. So Chris thinks that Vampire Nighthawk is OP. Who? Oh no, but the 5 lands. We have 5 lands now. That's no fun. Who agrees with him that that Vampire Nighthawk is OP? Once you see Batman, you must keep it. Yeah, I kind of just think that's what needs to happen. Someone needs to like take this card and they need to do like a art conversion to make it just Batman. I'm sure this exists. I'm sure there is many of these that exist out there. You keep mana base on your curve. Yeah. I agree. I mean, keeping a 4-land hand, especially because we do have 3 and 4 drops in the deck, is probably a good idea. And yeah, I think we're gonna get our opponent's gonna swing in for 3, which is not very fun for us. Batman card for the win. Yeah, we'll play Batman next turn. Should be good. Punt counter's at 1 for the record. Anyone that is just joining us, punt counter's at 1 because I totally misplayed the first game. Really bad. And look at that, we're just drawing into all of the lands. That's super rad. Not rad at all. Sarcasm rad, that's what that is. So Vampire Nighthawk is down on the table. No matter what our opponent swings in with, we are going to block and gain a little bit of life back. So our opponents actually, theoretically, should be losing tempo at this point, unless they have a bolt to blow up our Vampire Nighthawk. Which they may have. It's completely possible. Completely possible. We'll see how everything goes. Okay. And we're kind of holding on to the Disfigure. For the record, the reason why I haven't played Disfigure is I'm kind of holding on to it for something that seems a little more relevant. If he plays like a Goblin Pile Driver, potentially Bushwhacker, maybe one of those cards that we need to play it with, even though I don't think we die from this. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. No, we don't die from Bushwhacker. He doesn't have anything else to play. So we're going to take a bunch of damage from here, but I think we're going to have to block something. We'll block something with the Nighthawk, and not take a ton of damage, but take some damage. Yeah. I think we just go here. We might as well block the Bushwhacker. Oh, we're on the attack step still. Blocking. Block the Bushwhacker. Okay. Especially because black is not an aggro powerhouse, red and green are. Yes, this is true. So Nighthawk tends to be... But Nighthawk tends to be a very good balance against most aggro decks because you're kind of not going to be losing as much life as you're gaining life, a little bit of life back as you're kind of losing it. That's what I'm trying to say here. Is this MTGO online or MTG online for Burger960 on Twitch? Yes, we are playing MTGO. We are playing a mono black control deck, super budget. Well, $80 budget. Not super budget, but relatively budget. And we can actually blow up a couple of his things. I think we sit, and then on his turn we blow up 2 things. I think that's what it's going to be. I think that is what it's going to be. So, hanging out, waiting. That's an awful lot like vodka you are drinking there. Is this vodka that I'm drinking here? No, this is called water, and it's super clear, and you can like see cards behind it because it's there's a blue screen behind me. By blue screen, I mean it's a $5 tarp I bought from the dollar store, which is super rad. The rad that it actually works, and you can like, it looks like I actually have a blue screen behind me. So our opponent decides not to attack in. I think that means do we blow up stuff now, or do we sit? I'm tempted to blow up something. I think we're gonna ultimate price one of his goblins, just to get it off the table. Okay, Shadow Titan, we're gonna play a little bit faster. I agree with you. I don't want to go to clock, so playing faster. Inquisition, might as well Inquisition our opponent right away. And what does he have? He has a lot of stuff that... well, let's get rid of the Spirit Guide. Play a land, ship it to our opponent's turn. I'm not going to attack in because I would rather block stuff, I guess. I mean, if I do, yeah, I need to block. I need to hold up and block. Alright. Vodka means little water in Slavic language. I believe you. I can see that. Alright, our opponent decides to ship it through again. We are going to hold up this figure. I would rather hold on to it. Ultimate price. Play this. I think we're actually going to go swinging in. Because we can blow up 2 things. Yeah, no, we're going to hold on. We're holding. We're holding position. Okay. Is there a newer version of Nighthawk Creeper that does not fly? Yes, there is Aetherborn, Gifted Aetherborn, which is basically Nighthawk that costs 2, but doesn't have flying. So yeah. There is a bar next to the new game store. Pre-release is going to be rowdy. I agree. So who's actually going? Yeah, that's a great question. Who's actually going to the pre-release on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday? And yes, are you going? What are you most excited to play? Are you going to do Two-Headed Giant, or just like draft, or just sealed? I guess sealed probably. We are waiting for our opponent to decide what they're doing. 3 cards in hand. We seriously need some stuff. Seriously need some stuff. Come on. If we draw into any of our like hard removal stuff, it'll be good. Okay, so our opponent is deciding he's going to attack. Is he going to attack? I actually considered playing Gifted Aetherborn in this deck, but I actually think that having some bigger flying creatures is actually a better win con. So, Swamp. Ship to our opponent. We're just sitting on our hands right now. We are waiting to draw into something. Specifically a win con. Specifically Desecration Demon would be really great. Oh, our opponent is Mog War Marshalling. Okay, well, that's fine. He's going to get a little bit of advantage. Yeah. I agree. There is some fantastic... so someone said, Red Green Burn said that there's some fantastic vampire tribal options for Commander. I 100% agree. There are some fantastic vampires. I'm hoping that the next set has even more vampires, and then I can do like a retech of the vampire deck I released 3, 4, 5 weeks ago. So yeah. And so Craig is going to the Friday Night Magic, but not the pre-release. Oh, okay, well, dismember. Okay, so we have more ways of getting rid of all of his stuff. I almost think that we should start swinging in, and because we can blow up like a bunch of stuff. No, we're gonna hold. We're gonna sit. Hold position. You cannot make, so Red Green Burn cannot make the pre-release, not for lack of wanting to go. Which, that's sad. Makes me very, very sad. One more land and I could play Gristlebrand. Yeah. If I had Gristlebrand in the deck, that would be fantastic. But I don't have Gristlebrand in the deck, so. And our opponent did not pay for Mogwar Marshal. He just let it go to the graveyard. Okay. What do we got going on? Is our opponent going to attack us? Opponent does not attack us. Our opponent's probably waiting for another Bushwhacker. Probably what they're doing. And we draw another Dismember. I think we're going to Dismember something on our opponent's next turn. Because I think that's going to be a smart idea. I feel like we could have probably been attacking in, but if he would have played... If we attack in and then he draws a Bushwhacker, we die. Is the end of the game here. So right now we have enough we can actually remove a whole bunch of stuff off our opponent, you know, that our opponent might play. So our opponent does not play another Bushwhacker. Our opponent does not want to swing in. At least I don't think he wants to swing in. Okay, so we're gonna go to the end step. We are gonna Dismember. Might as well Dismember the Ornithopter. And we'll play 3. 1, 2, 3, go. We're gonna do the Ornithopter specifically because he can't sacrifice it to his, what is this, Kolodoth Rebirth. What you need to sacrifice an artifact in order to play it, and you get 3 goblins. So it just allows us to not. Oh, sweet! Gatekeeper, bait for the kicker. 1, 2, 3. Make our opponent sack a creature. I need a Mutilate on the top. That is definitely. You are not joking, Jack. That is what I'm waiting for. Mutilate or Desecration Demon. Either of those two will actually do a very good job. You have to play him Big Blue and needs to play in the pre-release because there are so many dinosaurs. Oh, yeah, sorry. Need to choose my opponent to sack stuff. I agree. It's actually one of the things I'm really excited for, is there's going to be some, like, amazing dinosaurs. And I really want to play with them as myself. I think we can swing in, actually, now with Vampire Nighthawk. I think we are now safe that we have a blocker. We have enough to remove a whole bunch of stuff, and we can at least start getting life. So I think we're in a semi-safe place right now to start slowly grinding our way into killing our opponent. And again, we're going to be gaining some life whenever we do swing in, so yeah. There's a lot of removal, 3 removal spells. Currently that'll destroy anything that our opponent plays, so I think it's going to be the slow grind is what we need to start doing right now. Slow grind is the plan. Hopefully our opponent does not draw into... Okay, our opponent does not draw into anything. Sweet. Another Gatekeeper. Ooh. We're going to hold on to Gatekeeper. We are going to go to combat, swing in with the Vampire Nighthawk again. And then we're going to play Gatekeeper on our second main phase. Okay. He only has 1. He only has 1... What? Oh, I have 2 Mutilates. I have 1 Mutilate. I have 2 Mutilates in the sideboard. So there's 2 now in the main deck right now. So there is a reasonable chance that I should be able to draw into it. Have you ever tried Blue-Red Counterburn? I have not played specifically Blue-Red Counterburn, but I have made and I have played a Blue-Red Is It Delver deck, which is kind of similar. Do a lot of counter stuff. Oh, and our opponent decides to scoop. We're going to the sideboard. Going to game 3. I think we run it back the way it is. I don't think there's anything that we should... actually, I think taking out Memoricide... Actually, no. Memoricide is fine to leave in. I think leaving Memoricide in... I think it's running it back the way it is. I think running it back literally the way it is going to be the way to go. Okay. Our opponent's deciding what they want to do. So Red Green Burn, hope they print enough dinosaurs to do a Dino/Dragon tribal deck in Commander. That would be super duper rad. Do we keep a 1-land hander? We have Disfigure, we have an Inquisition, we have an Extirpate. I think we keep a 1-land hander because hopefully we can Inquisition something relevant and then Extirpate it out of our opponent's deck. Specifically, I'm looking for a Bushwhacker. A little bit risky, but I think it's the way we're going to go. It's the plan. It is the plan. This is a whacker deck can be very inconsistent at times. Yes, the whacker decks can be a little bit inconsistent, but they also can win on turn 3. So they can be quite explosive. Did I scoop? No, our opponent scooped. So we are now on game 3. What is your opinion on Fever Visions in Seer? I'm not sure what that does. What does Fevered Visions do in Shadows over Innistrad? Someone has to, I guess, link it or just to put the description of what the actual card does. I don't remember off the top of my head. Oh, good. Another land. And Inquisition opponent, straight out. How much leg is there right now? Like, what do you guys... I'm not sure how much leg you guys are actually seeing compared to when we're actually playing. And it looks like we're going to throw away Goblin Bushwhacker. Yeah. I think that's going to be the best bet. Because we're going to try and extirpate his Goblin Bushwhacker next turn. And remove them all from his deck, so he's not going to try and get the jump on us. Fingers crossed. This is the plan, at least. So, yeah. Ever considered a Kiln Fiend cantrip deck? I have. I actually was building one, and then the Mana Source released a version of the deck, and it was almost identical to the one I was working on, so I'm kind of waiting for a newer, better version of that deck to be buildable, which I think currently it is. And we are going to extirpate Goblin Bushwhacker out of our opponent's deck. Look it up. I'll get there. I'll look it up in a bit. I have to let me finish this match and then we can actually look it up. So, in our opponent's hand, they don't have any, but they do have all 3 of them here. So, this is actually kind of an interesting. No, it's pretty normal. It's actually pretty run of the mill here. What is this outnumbered one? Deals number to target creature equal to the number of creatures you control. Oh, well, that's not gonna help our opponent at all. Probably should not have kept that hand if that was him. Ship to our opponent though. So there's no leg. Excellent. I was wondering how much, what the time delay between like what I'm saying and how long it'll take you guys actually to get there. And it is our opponent's turn. I'm assuming, oh, they're gonna throw Spirit Guide into the Exile Zone. So they're gonna play. I'm assuming they're gonna play their Burning Tree Emissary. I forgot the name of it. So, enchantment at the beginning of your end step. That player draws a card. The player has 2 damage. I think Fever Vision seems pretty cool. Sorry, I should have read this out loud for you guys. But if you're in the chat, you can just read what the card does, or you guys probably already know what the card does. I think it's going to be good. I think it's probably going to be good in certain builds, is going to be really what it is. So our opponent is just going to drop a bunch of stuff on the table. I'm really tempted to disfigure... I'm going to disfigure one of them this turn. At their end step, simply because I want to be able to potentially Victim of Night or Vampire Nighthawk next turn if we draw another land. So use up what we have. So disfigure this lady because we have the mana. Might as well get rid of it now. Okay, Gets Verdict. Not really what we want. I think we ship it to our opponent and we're gonna just blow up Burning Tree Emissary on his turn, on our opponent's turn, and then we'll probably have to Gets Verdict on our turn, or next turn as well. Yeah, depends on what our opponent plays. If we get another land, we have lots of options. We can be playing Vampire Nighthawk, we can play Gatekeeper to like pin down his creatures a little bit more. So, with the release of the new cantrip Opt, it is going to be some very good possibilities. I agree. I agree 100%. Oh, and our opponent doesn't actually do anything. I still think we're going to Victim of Night his Burning Tree Emissary. I think he accidentally skipped through his turn. He probably, I would assume our opponent meant to attack, but he just didn't. Yeah, I mean, Jack, I think you're probably right. I probably should be running 22 or 23 lands. Probably. Okay, well. What do we take here? So this is going to deal damage to target creature, which I don't really care that much about. Sacrifice creature, adds 3 mana. Sure, let's get rid of this guy, I guess. Sure, and then ship it to our opponent. They'll obviously be able to do a little bit of damage to us, which is fine. They'll do swing in for 2, but I'm okay with him swinging for 2. Yeah. Okay, so our opponent swings in for 2 damage. Not the end of the world for us. We're gonna have to hopefully draw into a land, which is an unfortunate situation to be in. Ghost Quarter, you do it. You do it perfectly fine, which means we can play the Vampire Nighthawk. Obviously, we still can't play Gatekeeper, but Vampire Nighthawk is a perfectly fine substitute. Obviously, I wasn't about to dismember also any of these guys, because dismember for 2 damage is more than what these guys are actually doing. Oh yeah, man, I totally forgot that. That is pretty puntish, if you ask me. Is it pretty puntish? I think it's pretty puntish. Our opponent's gonna play both of them. Huh. Oh yeah, I guess he has to play both of them. That's pretty funny. I feel like I should have played Get's Verdict and then actually played Vampire Nighthawk just to get rid of his stuff. Yeah, well. Can't win them all, even though you'd like to. Mutilate, that's going to be really good once we get a another land. In the meantime, I think we just get verdicts on our opponent's turn. I think that's really all we can really efficiently do here. So let's do that. Ben was hoping for more punts by now. Well, I mean, if you guys think I just punted by playing Vampire Nighthawk rather than getting rid of one of his creatures, then I could be at 2 punts. But I didn't really see many people like shouting punt in the like chats. So far, I'm assuming you guys think it is completely acceptable. Okay, let's Get's Verdict. Make our opponent go down to 1 creature. Make the clock much slower. Red Greenburn says no punt. I agree. No punt. Okay. Probably go into our turn. I don't think our opponent's doing anything else. And we draw another Get's Verdict. Neat. Again, I don't really want to play Gatekeeper. What's a punt? Jesse Williams is asking. So, Jesse, a punt is when I do something either incorrectly or really bad, or I play really poorly, like something that I should have obviously done. He's going to cast something. Okay, so whenever you do something that's like clearly wrong, it's called punting. So yeah. Yeah, I think we're going to... Our opponent's going to swing in with this guy. We could Get's Verdict it, which I think we're going to do. We'll just make our opponent sack it, whatever. A punt is a screw up. Yeah, that's it. That's the long and short of what it is. No punt. And there we go. That's the next swamp. So let's just cast Gatekeeper with its kicker cost, getting rid of Simian Spirit Guide. And now we are on the ball to start rolling over our opponent quite slowly. Again, if you were building this deck at home and you actually have the money to upgrade it, having Bobs in your deck, so Dark Confident, like probably 3 of, I'd probably play 3 of, is really, really powerful because they also swing and do damage. Referencing American football. Oh yeah, I never really thought of that. I've just kind of learned it as a word that we use. But you make complete sense now that you say this. This is looking like a pauper match, sort of, isn't it, right? The budget decks tend to have a lot of budget-y kind of cards in it. So, ship it to our opponent's turn. I mean, we have a handful of removal at this point. And basically swing in for 2 damage a turn, which I enjoy. Let's just keep swinging for 2. Might as well keep Gatekeeper in case he actually plays something else. Mind you, we could have played it down and then hopefully, like, worked our way into doing more damage to our opponent, but we're a control deck. Keep options open is usually the best bet that I tend to not follow at times. Tend to not follow at all sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, I don't follow that advice at all, even though it is probably the best advice. Like, keep your options open if you're playing control, or if you're playing control. Keeping your options open is like clearly the best thing you can possibly do. So, well, I think at this point I'm actually tempted to just play the second Gatekeeper because we have a lot of options at this point. We're gonna play the other Gatekeeper on 2. Oh, our opponent is doing something. Is our opponent doing something? We're waiting for our opponent at this point. Okay, so we're gonna swing in for 2, play the other Gatekeeper, and then we still have Dismembers up if our opponent decides to try something crazy. Oh, Orjack said, as a professional would say, I misplayed. Yeah, but I mean, we're not professionals here. We're displaying some kooky magic. Oh, so our opponent is gonna play Pact of the Titan. Okay, that's neat. I could just get rid of it. Hold on, what? Our opponent oh. No, yeah, he played the card. Okay, I don't really see how this helps him. He's obviously going to block Gatekeeper, but we'll just play the other Gatekeeper and get rid of the Giant. So that doesn't really help our opponent at all. Not really sure why they did that. The Procyon in MTG makes you sick. Red-Green Burn. I enjoy playing, like, higher-end stuff, but I can definitely see where some people would find it kind of obnoxious. And why did our opponent block Gatekeeper? I don't really understand. I don't quite understand at all, quite honestly. I could have Gets Verdict, but I can also just Gatekeeper. Because it makes our opponent have to sacrifice creature anyways, especially if I paid for kicker. And our opponent scoops the match, so that means we win! We win with our control deck against goblins, which is actually a pretty hard matchup against this deck, because they're usually faster than we can control, especially if we, especially if we don't draw very well. Especially if we don't get enough lands. So let's go back to full screen. And let's talk about what we want to play next. So we have played Mono Black Control for like 2 or 3 games now. So what is something else you guys want to be playing? With the straw poll we did, you guys had the second vote was Burning Hands. But let's see, what else do you guys want to play? Let's hear some shoutouts in the comments what you guys are interested in actually playing. We also have the Negative Counters deck, which is also quite new and super duper fun to play. Super silly. It's the silliest deck I have probably played in a long time. Or made in a long time, I should say. Yeah. So let me know what you guys want to see me play next, and we'll do another straw poll, and that'll probably be our last game for the night. Let me know. No one's saying anything. Maybe it's because I am so far behind. Hydras. Okay, Hydras was the first thing thrown down there. Let's make create a new poll. So what are we playing? We playing Merfolk, Hydras. Both of those are very good. Hydras, Merfolk, Negative Counter sounds cool. And more Hydras, counters. Counters because you're building it. Lloyd is like, we need to build it. I'm building it, so I want to see you play it more. Always, and Goblins is the last one I see. Okay, so Goblins. I got... Whoa, I totally hit something crazy. Goblins. Multiple votes. Okay, guys, here is the voting. Go and vote on what you guys want to see played now. Delver is still viable? Delver is still viable. I mean, the Delver deck I built is still good. I am going to do a retech tech of it because there's a couple new cards I can go into that are still actually pretty powerful, or that would make the deck better. So it is definitely playable, and it is definitely quite good. I think if I do the Delver, do an upgraded version of the Delver deck, I would actually probably put in Kiln Fiend as well, because Kiln Fiend is just really, really too good not to actually kind of keep around. It's so good. Kiln Fiend is amazing. And, ooh, we are tied almost on everything. Here, let me actually... I'll go back to here and you guys can actually see. Oh, let me ship it over to the MTGO screen. You guys can actually see the results. Refresh. Oh, negative counters. It's at 5. I think as soon as one of them gets to 6, we'll actually call it. Tough call between Goblins and Hydras. By the way, if you want, you can vote for more than one. I have set it up so you can vote for, like, any ones that you are interested in seeing. You don't have to choose just one. So, yeah. Something to know. Vote as many of the ones as you want to see. But if you vote for all 4, then it's not really counted as a vote. It's kind of just adding 1 to everything. Yeah, I remember Hydras was played last time. Did we play last time? Okay, well, so maybe we won't play Hydras because we played it last stream. I don't remember last stream very much because halfway through the stream, something came up and I had to leave like immediately. So yeah. But I think negative counters. Negative counters looks like it may be the deck. Mind you, we did also play negative counters last time as well. I don't think we're going to do negative counters. You guys have voted mostly for negative counters, so let's play negative counters. So let me just put all this stuff back to where it needs to be. And then we can get negative counters up and going. Okay. That is my event tickets. What am I doing? Okay. Sorry, Ben. No, I thought, Ben, you wanted to see negative counters. You were the one that said you were building negative counters. Or you're building something else. Hold on. What did Ben say? Ben is building Hydras. Sorry, Ben. We'll try and get Hydras out next time. And maybe, potentially, I might try and do some live streaming on the weekend. Maybe on Sunday. So maybe we'll try and get some games in there. Okay, let's get the negative counters, which is a super silly deck. It's super duper funny. Orzhov's Revenge next stream. So you want to see the super budget Aristocrats deck is basically, because I don't have like an Orzhov's Revenge so much as I do have the black-white Aristocrats deck, which is also pretty fun. What is going on here? I'm sure my MTGO is just having another heart attack, just like before. Come on, work. Okay. And we won the die roll, so we will play first. Oh, this is an opening hand, guys. It's like the opening hand you dream of. But is it the opening hand we deserve? Fume Spitter, fantastic. Doomblade as a turn 2. Even turn 3 Necroskitter, paying 1 life. That sounds fantastic. Okay, let's keep it. We're keeping it. We're going for it, guys. It's been decided. Has been decided. We are keeping this opening hand. Let me just make this so it actually looks proper. Game. We want to see the game, not my background. I need to fix this. I'm not sure how happy I am with this this little cityscape I have down here because it kind of like covers some of the cards. Actually, kind of annoys me more than anything else. This is me being nitpicky. So yeah. So Spitter and ship it to our opponent. Go, opponent. Okay. And let's see, what are we playing against? Could be Boggles. Boggles seems like a potential. Could also be the Humans deck that's running around. We'll see. Right away here. Utopia Sprawl. Oh, could be a number of different things. Red Green Burn, thanks for hanging on the stream. You were here for quite a while, and I will see you next time, or you'll see me next time. I'm sure I'll see you in the chat. I try and respond to a lot of comments, so I'm sure I'll see you soon. Now, what do we think? Our opponent didn't play anything relevant, so I think we play down the Forest, and we'll play down the Llanowar Waste. Swing for 1, and then ship it to our opponent's turn, and then next turn we're going to try and play the Necroskitter. Actually, we'll probably play Nest of Scare. Well, it depends on what our opponent plays. It really depends on what our opponent plays. If our opponent doesn't play anything relevant, then we'll probably play Nest of Scarabs, just because then when we play Necroskitter, we can actually hopefully start getting counters on things sooner rather than later. Courser of Krufix. Is this the red-green land destruction deck, or is it... I'm not sure what we're doing. Red-green ramp? Yeah, it is. That is completely possible as well. I think we're going to ship down this guy. Yeah. I think we're going to go this way. Nest of Scarabs is not a terrible idea, but I think getting Necroskitter on the table is probably a better bet. We could actually grab the Courser of Krufix if we wanted. Basically sack this guy, throw a counter on him, and then Doomblade Courser. That might not actually be a terrible idea. We'll see what our opponent does next turn. If our opponent plays something on their turn, then we probably won't do that. If our opponent doesn't play anything, we'll probably do it just to grab them, because I would love to be able to play lands off the top of my library. Maybe. Maybe. I think this is not a terrible idea. I think it's actually probably a good idea. We'll see. Stomping Grounds, our opponent plays off the top of the library. Primal Command. Also, if we do that, if we steal the Courser, we actually have a 2/4, which is a nice big blocker. And it helps him not... It slows him down on the ramp side. Oh. Okay, well, let's see. Is he going to do 4 damage to Necroskitter? Completely possible. Yeah, 4 damage to Necroskitter. Well, that's a thing. It's a thing that happens. Yeah, so go to our turn. And we can still, in theory... No, we can't. No, we can't. I was gonna say, in theory, we could have actually still played Necroskitter and killed Courser, but that's not really the case. We could kill Courser and kill Chandra, which is actually not a terrible idea. Maybe that's what we do. Maybe. I think that's what we end up doing. I think we... So, Doomblade, Courser. And then we swing in with Fume Spitter to Chandra, take out Chandra, just to kind of take him down on tempo a little bit. Yeah, I think that's where we're going to go. I think that's the way. And yeah, attack Chandra. I think Jake is actually completely right. It is definitely going to be probably a green-red ramp deck, especially with stuff like Chandra in the in the deck, and Courser, where Courser is basically getting you free lands potentially. Yeah. Okay, and that's it. We're going to ship it to our opponent's turn. We're keeping up Doomblade, because if our opponent does play again something, we can actually Doomblade it, assuming it's not a black something. I just totally realized, destroy target land, search your library for forest. Oh. Sure. That's the thing. I could have tapped it for... I should have tapped it. I should have tapped it for colorless mana. But he doesn't really have much to play anything. Should have tapped it for colorless mana. Totally could have got rid of Arbor Elf on his turn. Oh well, too late now, guys. Too late now. We could play Necroskitter in theory and then take his Arbor Elf. That is a possibility. I don't think that's a punt. Do you guys think that was a punt? Not tapping down the Llanowar Waste to blow up his Arbor Elf? 50-50, maybe? Yeah, Inferno Titan is probably going to be coming down super soon. I think keeping Doomblade up for something like that is probably a better bet. In the meantime, I am pretty sure throwing down a Necros... I kind of want to play Nest of Scarabs. So here's my thing. I kind of want to play Nest of Scarabs just to get tokens potentially into play. But I kind of also want to get Necroskitter in play because then I can actually start stealing stuff like Arbor Elf. I'm actually really, really tempted to steal Arbor Elf right now. Craig says punt for not blowing up that. But I mean, again, keeping Doomblade up for Inferno Titan and stuff like this is probably a better bet. I think we're going to play Necroskitter. Necroskitter and then... I think it's going to be Necroskitter swinging... or Fume Spitter swinging in. And then probably going to kill Arbor Elf if he blocks. And even if he doesn't block, we're probably going to sack Fume Spitter at the end of our end step anyways. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the way we're going to go. So sacking Fume Spitter. And then we'll basically steal the Arbor Elf is what's going to happen. So we steal Arbor Elf. Yes. I should say always yes. Always yes. Always yield. I don't need to say yes all the time to this. So then we steal the Arbor Elf, which we can actually get use out of it. And it prevents him from basically getting 4 mana, or an extra 2 mana each turn, which will slow him down a little bit. Because right now we can untap his Forest, which also has Utopia Sprawl on it. Yeah. I think that's the best play. And he can play another Arbor Elf. Which is neat. And he also plays what? Something big. 5 mana? It could be a bunch of things. Bunch of scary things. What does our opponent play? What is our opponent playing? Primal Command. Put target creature... Target permanent on top of his owner's library. He's going to put a forest on top of my library. Okay, well that's fine. What's the other thing he's choosing? What's the other mode? And the other mode is search your library for a creature card, reveal it, and put it in your hand, and shuffle your library. So what is our opponent... Well, whatever our opponent reveals is going to be quite telling about what our opponent is planning on doing very soon. We may actually have to blow up the... Oh, yeah. It is definitely Inferno Titan that he has revealed. That's scary. Yeah, because Inferno Titan, for those that don't know, 6-drop. Right now he has, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he has enough to play Inferno Titan, and he can make it. So, but when Inferno Titan enters the battlefield or attacks, it deals 3 damage to divide as you choose amongst 1, 2, or 3 target creatures under play. Yeah. So... we're definitely going to have to Doomblade Inferno Titan as soon as it comes into play. We cannot give it the time of day. We're going to draw into a forest, which is neat. And I think we just swing in with... Do we swing with both of these things? Kind of tempted to just swing in with both of these things, because Inferno Titan doesn't have haste. So we could actually play something like Nest of Scarabs now. Swing in with both of our things, and then Doomblade it on our next turn. I think that's probably going to be a better bet. Yeah, I think we're going to go that way. And then go for attacking with all of this stuff. Yeah, because if we do get -1 counters on stuff, we will... I mean, he's obviously not going to block with his Arbor Elf. He'd rather keep the mana open for it. So, yeah. Watch this. He's going to have a way of actually giving his Inferno Titan haste, which I highly, highly doubt. Usually it's just used to like completely wipe the board turn after turn. Because it's not going to kill Necroskitter. It'll kill the Arbor Elves. It'll kill both Arbor Elves. Oh, it's divided as you choose. So it's going to be 1 damage to Arbor Elf. And that's it. So he just kills the Arbor Elf. That's fine. Sure. If that's what you feel like you need to do, that's what you do. I'm okay with that. And it's going to probably just ship to our turn. He might attack in. Attack in for 1? No? No attacks. Okay. Well, opponent decides he doesn't want to attack in for 1. We draw another forest. Which is fine. And I think we just need to Doomblade Inferno Titan now. Because we can't let it actually attack, otherwise it'll actually do damage. Which kind of is meh. So if we kill it now, and then we can ship it to our opponent's turn, and then he can figure out what he's doing next turn. What he's doing. So yeah, this is what we're doing. Okay. Slowly getting it figured out here. And we'll again attack him with Necroskitter. If he decides he wants to block, he's just taking a really, really slow clock here. Like the slowest clock I've ever seen. Or he's going to play something. He is playing... What has flash in green? Beast Within theoretically has flash within green, I guess. Okay, well, sure. That's a thing. Definitely a thing. Oh, he does do his own stuff. That's neat. That is very neat. So he blocks, doesn't lose it, but it becomes a 2/2. You could block with Necroskitter, Withering adds counters, and you guess you... Oh, yeah. I could have done that. Yes, I could have. So I could have actually held up Doomblade, let him attack him with Inferno Titan, block it with Necroskitter, dealing the damage, and then killing it. But the thing is, it would have also killed Necroskitter. So actually, I don't think I would have actually been able to do it. Because I actually would have to deal damage to it, and then dealing... You can't respond to damage being dealt. So Necroskitter would already be in the graveyard by the time I actually played my Doomblade. Which is not that fun, sadly. It's fun, but not that fun. We do get a Scarab, though, from him blocking. Which I'm okay with. I'm very okay with. And okay, what are we doing now? Come on. What is our opponent doing now is the next question. Our opponent is playing Stormbreath Dragon. That is... yeah, that is bad. We need finding a way of dealing with Stormbreath. So we need another removal spell, ideally. And our opponent swings in with these guys. I think we just take it. I don't think we bother doing anything. So we're going to take the damage on this. And then we need to find a way of actually dealing with this. So we actually need to draw into something. Skinrender is one way of definitely dealing with it. What do we do? Skinrender on his what? Whoa. We're going to combat. We are going to combat. And what do I think? I think we swing with both. Yeah. Swinging with both. Our clock is not faster than his clock, but we are going to get a whole bunch of Scarabs with Skinrender when we actually play it, so I think it's going to be okay. So going to second main phase, Skinrender. The question is, what do we put them on? Do we put it on Stormbreath Dragon, which would basically... What is it going to do? Yeah. I don't think... I think we put them on Stormbreath Dragon because if we can get another 1/1 counter on it, we're going to kill it. Or if it, like, it becomes a 1/1 flyer. Where this is a token, we're not going to get any value off of killing. We're putting 3 counters on it. So, yeah, I think that's the way we're going. Throwing the 3 counters on Stormbreath Dragon. And we're going to get 3 Scarab tokens, which is going to be fantastic. Which also means that if he decides to hold this up to block, he can only block one thing, and it's going to die. So that's pretty funny. And that's the point where we ship it to our opponent and see how this comes down. See what happens here, guys. Let's see what happens. See what happens. Wow. We have... hold on. How many people are actually in the stream right now? How many people are actually in the YouTube live stream right now? That's my question. How many people are there? You guys are very quiet. Everyone's very quiet. So I'm kind of riling you up. What do you guys got? So Storm Breath Dragon, he is going to make it monstrous. It deals damage to me equal to the cards in my hand. So 1. And it swings in... Oh, let's get rid of all of the counters from it. Oh, no, yeah, because he puts 3 1/1 counters on it. That's actually pretty funny. That is actually really funny, I'm not going to lie. Super duper funny. So it becomes a 4/4 again. So it's still a 4/4 flyer, which is scary, but not as scary as it could be. We have 34, 34, 33. Oh, people are talking again. Yeah. Craig said he's going to monster us, yeah, and that's exactly what he ended up doing. Okay. Lots of cousins. Hey, made it to the stream. Hey, Kyle. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming out. And what do I do here? We can play Channeler Initiate. I think we just go swinging. We just swing in with everything. And then we play Channeler Initiate, get 3 tokens. And hopefully our opponent doesn't have a Bolt, I guess. So this is going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. I think it's going to be a swing with everything and hope our opponent doesn't have a Bolt next turn. It's kind of what we need to do. Attack with all creatures. Second main phase, we are going to... Second main phase, we are going to just play Channeler Initiate and get 3 1/1 counters. How do I send you a deck list? You can send it through the Giant Monster Games Facebook page. Just send it to me as a direct message, and I will take a look at it and reply back to you. So I watch full screen, so the client is to... the chat is to... I see what you're saying. Sorry. You watch full screen, so it's hard to actually see the chat, which I can completely understand. I mean, watching like this on like a super tiny screen can be really difficult, where watching it bigger screen is a little bit easier. So our opponent blocks with both the Arbor Elf and this guy. We play Channeler Initiate, getting 3 more Scarab tokens, and then shipping it to our opponent. Send it through Facebook. That is the answer. So Jesse, I've been not saying a thing because the thing I say are not to be said out loud. Specifically, I was just gonna suggest to have a cool finishing move, but I'm too shy. So I have to do like the people's elbow when I win a match. That'd be awesome and hilarious all at the same time. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty funny. Yes. Okay. So here becomes the final question. Can our opponent... If our opponent has a Bolt, our opponent wins. If our opponent doesn't have Bolt... No, opponent doesn't have Bolt. Going to sideboard. Excellent. Marvelous. Okay, well, what do we need to bring in to help deal with this? I think throwing in Beast Within is probably going to be a good idea. I kind of want to say Evil Presence. I kind of want to throw in 3 Evil Presences because we can use them to get rid of his ramp, technically. Nature Claim isn't going to help us out. Torment Script's not going to help us out. That's not going to help us out. Incremental Blight, one of you can come out. Midnight Banshee, one of you can come out. Skin Render is good. Necroskitter is good. Doomblade's good. Everything else here is really good to keep in. The big thing is we need to keep in, because we only have Doomblades really as our removal, so we need more removal, and Beast Within is going to technically do that for us. It also helps us deal with Chandra and stuff if we don't have stuff that can tack in. I think taking out a single Scar is actually not a bad idea, because doesn't have a ton of stuff. He has a couple things, but not a ton of stuff. That's what I'm thinking about. Using Evil Presence to destroy Utopia Sprawl is actually a really good idea. I think it's a good idea. So I think that's what we're going to do. Still need to take out 2 things. So I'm kind of tempted to just take out another Incremental Blight and taking out a single nest of Scarabs. I think that's actually going to be the best way of going. Yeah. Fingers crossed that we can actually hopefully knock down Utopia Sprawl really quickly. Opening hand, we have Doomblade, Doomblade, Necroskitter, Necroskitter. Not an amazing opening hand, but also not a terrible opening hand. I would rather have some like 1-2 drops, but having some removal for Arbor Elves are not terrible. I think I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, decks like this are pretty fun. I mean, this is a pretty silly deck. I don't think it's super competitive against certain decks, where if there's a deck that has creatures and is a creature-reliant deck, this deck tends to do pretty well. Against, like, combo-y decks, you just gotta scoop. Like, Storm, kind of scoop. Bubble Hulk, kind of scoop. There's a bunch of other ones you're just like, no, we can't do anything about this. So, Anthony, these videos help a lot. Unlike most YouTubers, their budget decks can be around $100, but here the decks are much cheaper. Yes, that is actually one thing that one of the reasons why I was like, I'm gonna start making videos, because I kept seeing like the like $130 or $180 budget decks, and they're like, but it's budget for Modern, right? If you're gonna play Modern, you're gonna have to spend like $200 to like play a good Modern deck. I'm like, no, not necessarily. So I kind of was like, okay, well, I'm going to try and make some budget decks. And I've kind of learned that, like, the sweet spot for making a budget deck in Modern that is, like, budget enough but still works quite well is around $60. But a lot of people are like, $60 is ultra budget. I'm like, nah, I mean, I've made a couple $25 decks. So, I mean, I try and make, like, legitimately budget decks, which is kind of my objective. And I think we are going to go for the mana ramp. So, Pay a Life, play Channeler Initiate, throwing counters on Channeler Initiate. Yep. And ship to our opponent's turn. Okay, Anthony's asking, do they actually do decently, though? I'm not saying you don't think that they are, but I'm just afraid of getting stomped all the time. So I've actually taken probably 5 of the decks that I have built on the channel, like specifically $60 decks, to my FNM, and I play at an extremely competitive FNM, where like a couple people that have won like champions have like, or have run Pro Tours have like, well, not won, but have been like top 8'd in Pro Tours to go there. Oh, our opponent's gonna anger the Gaza thing. And a lot of the decks do hold their own. Obviously you're not gonna aim to go and say, oh hey, I'm gonna go 4-0 at an FNM with a budget deck. I mean, that's an unrealistic expectation, but going to an FNM and like actually, it's our turn by the way, and actually coming out with a record of like 2-2 is completely doable. And even I've actually went like 3-1 before, which is actually pretty darn good. I mean, really good for a budget deck. The thing is, there's 2 things you really need to know. One, you need to play your deck a bunch. So knowing your deck, like if you're just first time playing a deck and you go to an FNM, you're probably not going to do very well because you're new to the deck. If you've played your deck like for a couple months, you're going to know what's the good opening hands, what's the things you just have to mulligan. You'll be better with your deck. So this is the first thing to remember. The second thing is, as you start knowing what other decks are out there, you're gonna get even better. So like knowing what you should be sideboarding and tailoring your sideboard for what's at your local meta is gonna be the best bet. So this is how I feel about my decks. Yes, they are playable. It's unrealistic if you're gonna go and expect to be like 4-0, I'm gonna win every single game. It is possible, but you need to have played your deck a bunch. I hope that's a long, rambly, but a good answer that explains, yes, the decks are competitive, yes, they are playable, and no, you don't need to spend $200 minimum to actually play Modern. And ship it to our opponent's turn. We're actually going to hold up Doomblade and Beast Within, because I'm assuming our opponent's going to play something. No, our opponent is literally just pass? Okay. Swing for 1, play Necroskitter on second main phase. So you built a $60 zombie deck that beats the $2,000 decks. That is a good feeling, isn't it? When you're like, hey, this deck completely beats that deck. I've actually, my Soul Sisters deck, the $60 one, or I think it was like $47 one, I definitely took out and beat like Abzan, that was easily like a $2,000 deck as well, which felt pretty amazing. Like, hey, that is a really expensive Abzan deck that I just totally beat. You could put cheap cards like Duress and Nile Spellbomb in the sideboard against combo decks. Yep. I mean, that's totally what you can do, right? There's obviously budget cards out there that are just a little bit slower, but are also generally pretty good. So, and what is our opponent doing? Our opponent is finally playing something. What does our opponent decide he wants to play? He's going to destroy target land, and then search his library for basic land. We're going to play that. Sure, we'll tap it, even though we're not going to use it. I don't think we're going to use it anyways. He might put a creature into play. Pithing Needle goes very well. Pithing Needle goes very well in almost every single deck. I should probably open up these graveyards for you guys. Pithing Needle goes very good in almost every single deck. The one thing you need to know about Pithing Needle, though, is it's not a budget card. I mean, it's not super expensive. Oops, cancel. Oh, yes, yes. It's not a budget card, so this is something to keep in mind with Pithing Needle. It's like $2.50 or somewhere around there, so... yeah. Anthony, thank you for explaining. I do anticipate it and think I will be playing with one. Alright. Sorry, I'm not reading that entire thing, just because my reading out loud skills are very, very poor. And I think what we do now is just swing in for 2 and then ship it to our opponent. And then, I'm kind of holding up Evil Presence. So, by the way, I'm holding up Evil Presence because I'd rather him play Utopia Sprawl and then us kill it. So, when in doubt, go Goblins, Force of Skill. Agreed. When in doubt, go Goblins. If you're really new, if you're like a brand new player, or you know someone that wants to get into Modern, playing Goblins or giving them Goblins is usually a pretty good idea. Ooh, Garuk. We may just. Do I do that? I may just Beast Within Garuk, to be quite honest. He has no art because my MTGO is dumb. He's going to be creating 3/3 Beast tokens. He draws card equal or gets power on creatures you control. So yeah, I think we need to actually get rid of him. Otherwise, our opponent's going to ramp into stuff seriously. So I think this is going to be a good time to Beast Within Garuk. And I think we're going to do it on our opponent's turn as well. Yeah. Beast Within. And do I Doomblade the Beast? I think we Doomblade one of the beasts. Yeah. Just because I want to be able to swing with both Necroskitters next turn. So yeah. Okay. Abzan is not $2,000. Okay, sorry. So when I say Abzan, I'm talking probably a deck that is closer to like $13 to $1,500. Because the Abzan deck that I was playing against is definitely running Liliana's and Tarmogoyf's playsets. So something to keep in mind. But yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily a $2,000 deck, but there's definitely some extremely expensive cards in it that push that deck's budget up very high. Have I tried Frontier? I have not tried Frontier, largely because I'm not really interested in the cards that are in Frontier. Frontier kind of struck me and still strikes me as, like, let's play Khans of Tarkir block decks than Standard. Because there's not a lot of decks that are equally on par with it nowadays. So I would bolt or Doomblade the Beast, but in reality, I'm not gonna get it, so I don't really care to do that. We made a Goblin for my brother's girlfriend. Yeah, that's a good. I mean, Goblins are again a fantastic early, like, new to Magic kind of deck because they're super easy to understand and they're really fast. It feels really good to like be the Timmy player and just like swinging for your opponent's face. So he's going to kill one of our Necroskitters. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Oh well. It happens. What about some Swamp Walk creatures along with Evil Presence, like a Merfolk with Island Walk? That is completely possible because there's Evil Presence and there's also Corrupted Ground, I think it's called? Yeah. It's completely possible. And a Blood Moon. What do I think about that? Oh, he does not actually go to kill the... Interesting. Blood Moon, so we have a couple mountains now. That's fun. Very fun. We could turn his forest, though, into a swamp. But making making a Swamp Walk deck may actually be an interesting idea. Maybe I'll look at it down the road. And what do we do? What do we draw? We draw a Channeler Initiate. Kind of neat. I kind of want to take out Chandra as the big one. The thing is, I can only do 2 damage at a time, and she has spend 3, do 4 damage, which is a thing. So I think we're gonna play. I think we're gonna Doomblade the Beast. You can play Scar with red mana. You are so exactly correct. You are exactly correct. I can play Scar with red mana. I'm kind of tempted to hold up Scar because there's a bunch of stuff he can play that's 1-drops that I can just kill with Scar. Specifically stuff that I could also steal. I think what we need to do, though, is Doomblade the Beast, swing... Yeah. Doomblade the Beast. Swing with both Necroskitters to Chandra, so then Chandra will only... Yeah, both these are going to trigger, but I'm not going to get the token back. So yes. Should always yes. Always yield. I don't need to... I get it. I don't need to say yes. Yes, we always want to get the stuff back. I'm not going to get it because it's a token. Hits the graveyard, it disappears. So we're going to combat. Swing at Chandra with both of these guys. Because then Chandra can only, in theory, kill one of our things. Not both of them, technically, over 2 turns. And then we're going to play Channeler Initiate next turn. This is the plan. Or at the second main phase, I should say. Not next turn. We're going to play her at the second main phase. So they deal some damage. We play Channeler Initiate. And in theory, we can still play Evil Presence. If I play Evil Presence on his Forest, it really means he only has 1 green mana, which means there's a bunch of stuff he can't play. So I think that's a good idea. I think we're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for Evil Presence. Yeah. And then Evil Presence on his Forest. Why not? Make him something that has 1 green source, not 2 green sources. Is there anything like Spreading Seas for swamps? Yes. Evil Presence is literally... theoretically, yes, except for it's called Corrupted Ground, and it doesn't allow you to draw a card. It does whenever your opponent taps that land, it deals 2 damage to them. So it's similar, but not exactly the same. Yes, and, yeah. What else we got going on here? Jake, is there anything? Yeah, Spreading Seas. Opponent's playing something big. What is our opponent playing? Playing something big. Hello, opponent. What are you doing? There is. The land makes all lands play swamps along with the original types. If you're looking for land walk, then sure, that's good. Okay. Well, that's a thing. Creates a wolf. Okay, well, we may have to scar one of these guys depending on what goes on. I'm going to swing in probably with both of our Necroskitters, and I'm going to assume he's going to double block to try and kill one of them. Oh, he actually decides he wants to add 2 mana. 2 mana and what? What are you doing, opponent? What are you planning on 2 mana-ing? So he has 3 mana sitting. He ended up drawing another. Deal 1 damage to... Hold on, what is it doing? Bonfire deals X damage to target player for each creature he or she controls. Okay, so I'm going to take 3 damage. Sure, that's fine. I'm okay with that. It also deals 1 damage to everything, which gets rid of Channeler Initiate, unfortunately, but not the end of the world. Obelisk Spider. Oh my god. Perfect. Okay, so we play Obelisk Spider straight away. Tapping out all of the stuff to fake our opponent into thinking that we don't have all the mana we need. And then we are going to attack all at Chandra. Everything goes to Chandra. And then we let our opponent try and double block to kill one of our Necroskitters. And then we scar whichever one he decides he's going to block. Assuming he's going to block. Opponent decides he's not going to block. Neat. Okay, Chandra takes 2 damage. And then we ship it to our opponent's turn, which at this point we have a bunch of options. I mean, realistically we have a lot of options right now. Chandra, exile top card of your library, you may play that card. I think our opponent's just digging really hard. Now he's going to destroy something. So he's probably going to play this thing. Destroy probably our forest, I guess. Yeah, makes sense. Probably makes sense. And he's going to go get a forest as well. Beginning of combat, does our opponent decide to attack? Opponent does not decide to attack, which is fine. We're holding up Scar. Doomblade is also really good. So I think what we do is we Doomblade the Hunter. Everything swings at Chandra again. I think that's really what we do. I think we could probably Scar the Hunter as well. Whenever this creature transforms into a Ravager... Yeah, so we're going to Scar the Ravager. And then we're going to Doomblade it, stealing it, and then we're going to swing with everything to Chandra. Try and kill it. So, yes. Oh, yeah. So we deal 1 damage to our opponent. We drain our opponent for 1 life, which is pretty rad. Doomblading this guy. Obviously, holding up Doomblade for an Inferno Titan could be a good idea, but at this point we have a lot of stuff that can take an Inferno Titan hit. This is always yes, and always yield. Yes. Okay, so we get his Huntsman, which means we also get a Wolf, which is super cool. And then we go to combat, swinging everything. Everything, all creatures attacking at Chandra again. Trying to get rid of Chandra because he's going to be getting mana. He's allowing to basically getting extra cards from Chandra. Doing too much for him. That's what's happening. However, Ulamog doesn't make land swamps only. No, Ulamog does not. And we got to put a counter on the Wolf, which means we also got to drain our opponent for one, which is cool. I mean, playing against like a Titan Breach, I think what this deck is called. What is the actual deck called? It's green-red ramp, but it's I think there's an actual like technical term for it. I mean, we're playing against a deck that is actually quite expensive and actually quite competitive, and we're doing pretty good against it. We're definitely going quite slow, but we're slowly getting advancements. Hey, Arbor Elf, finally. Okay, this deck is not doing Swamp Walk, by the way. That's not the objective of this deck at all. And our opponent is playing something big, I think. It's going to be Storm Breath Dragon. Okay, well, that's a thing. That is a scary thing at that. But I don't think it's so scary that we can't keep just constantly swinging in. Especially if we draw some hate. Llanowar Waste is not a hate card. But I will hold it up to make our opponent think that it is a hate card. The question being, and so at the beginning of each upkeep, if no spells were cast this last turn, transform him. We're not going to cast a spell, on our turn at least. I think swinging in with Necroskitters and Obelisk Spider is not a terrible idea, because if he blocks with Stormbreath Dragon, we'll lose it, but we're also going to deal damage to him. And I just realized our clock is really low. I don't really want to lose because of that. Do I attack with everything? So I assume we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, opponent, 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 and opponent. And we're going to hold him because he's going to flip to a 4-4. Okay, going. I'm assuming he's going to block something with Stormbreath Dragon. Yeah, still going to put a counter on it. So we're going to lose our Obelisk Spider. But we do get to steal. Oh no, he lost a token. So we don't get to steal anything back. Still deal a bunch of damage to our opponent. And then ship it to our opponent's turn. I'm assuming our opponent doesn't play anything. CCBM, Adrian, are you sure you're not thinking of Shift? The deck you're playing against is definitely would not be considered competitive. Oh, really? You don't think so? I've seen this deck being relatively competitive before. I mean, I've definitely played against it and been scared. So yeah. And right. Oh, I want to choose. Okay. So it deals 2 damage to target opponent and 2 damage to up to 1 target creature that player controls. So yes, and we're gonna blow up the Arbor Elf. Apparently, I chose wrong. I don't. Maybe I don't know. I'm not sure what happened there. Doesn't really matter. Does not really matter. And I'm thinking Titan Shift, and I guess you're right. This is not a Titan Shift deck. Now that I think about it. He's getting quite roasty toasty with all these lights in this room. What does our opponent play? What is our opponent doing? I'm out of water as well. Quite unfortunate. Okay. Another Stormbreath. Oh no, he's making her a Stormbreath Dragon monstrous, which is a thing. I guess our opponent just sits though. That's the thing. Okay. I mean, our opponent could be swinging in for 6, but I think we have a faster clock if he does start swinging in. He does swing in for 6. Oh, really? I wonder if he has something else. Well, we don't have anything to block with, so no point. But we can start swinging in for a lot more than what our opponent has. Might as well play the forest now. And we'll go to combat and swing with everything. Because I think our clock is faster than our opponent's. Begin combat. Swing with everything. Attack all. And ship it to our opponent's turn. Let's see what happens. Trying to play fast because we're on 3 minutes and 22 seconds. And our opponent is going to have to probably block with Arbor Elf. He's probably going to block the 4/4, which means we only do 4 damage to our opponent. What is happening? Opponent is deciding if he's going to block or not, because it's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage, which means if we swing it with basically anything, we may win. So if he doesn't block, it's really, really dangerous for him next turn. Obviously, he's blocking the 2/2 or the 4/4, which is fine. And that means our opponent takes 4. And he's untapping untapping a forest, I guess. Sure, if you want to, if you feel this is necessary. Oh, and he's playing... He's playing Beast Within. Neat. On his Arbor Elf. Okay. Oh, no, on his forest. So he's also going to block something else. Probably going to block the wolf as well, I assume. Oh, no, he doesn't. He just lets it go. Let's go through. Oh, fair enough. Our opponent's at 3. Which means if our opponent swings in with everything, we are not blocking. We're not blocking. Does our opponent play destroy land? Can destroy the forest. I don't think our opponent realizes that it doesn't really matter. Maybe Channeler Initiate is something, Beast Within I guess is something, but we don't need a ton of green mana. We actually have more stuff. Hey, he plays another Blood Moon, which means we're gonna flip our werewolf guy. Which means in theory we will win if we don't play anything. That means our opponent has to play something on our turn. Yeah, our opponent punted. Agreed. So we swing with... we go 1, 2, 3. Our opponent's going to have to block 2 of them. And then we don't play any spells, and the guy flips over and does 2 damage to him. So that means we are going to probably win this match on 2 minutes and 33 seconds. Which is super funny if you ask me. Alright, so our opponent takes damage. We go to next turn. Opponent doesn't play anything. Flips over, kills our opponent. And that is us winning the game with tokens. So that has been the negative counters deck. That was getting pretty hairy. I was like not talking at the end there because I'm like, okay, gotta get through this. We're gotta be super fast. Ignore everything else. Just play. Just play as fast as you can, Adrian. Super funny, guys. Let me ship it back to full screen because we are going to be calling it Enzo for this deck tech, or this gameplay video, live streaming. This is the end of the live stream. So thanks for guys for hanging out for this Wednesday evening live stream with me, Adrian, at Giant Monster Games, as you can see up in the top hand corner up here. I think I'll be streaming. I'm going to try and stream again this weekend if you guys are interested in hanging out. If not, I will probably see you guys on Wednesday again. Also, I mean, as I said before, there is this thing right here where it says sponsor. So right now with YouTube, if you go to YouTube Gaming, you can actually become a sponsor and help support the channel so I can hopefully make more content for you guys, more regular videos, and hopefully get better live streams. So I'm not just using a cheap $5 tarp as a blue screen, and hopefully get some better setup down the road. So if you guys are interested in supporting the channel, feel free to go to the YouTube Gaming channel or YouTube Gaming website and subscribe and or sponsor Giant Monster Games, which will help me make more content for you guys. All I have to say. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, though, my name's Adrian. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to game like a giant monster. Actually, I should take some questions. Actually, is there any questions? You guys have any questions before I go? I see a whole bunch of GG, because GG is definitely what happened with our opponent. Super GG. I'm gonna type in here, any last minute questions? Any last minute questions, because I'll be running away very soon. I guess not. I guess I haven't really given you enough time to seriously consider if you have any last minute questions. Thanks for everyone for hanging out, by the way. Any land minute questions? Notice I said any land minute questions. Okay, guys. Looks like there's no one has any real questions.